Greetings and salutations, this is Imperator Vespasian and his trusty sidekick.
Hello.
We're going to show you today our new little project that we've got going on, which is going to be a church. And this is, people keep saying, how do you build that, how do you build this? And so we thought we'd show you it as it got built. This is the beginning of the church. Yeah, I know it doesn't look that much good to start with, but it is just starting out. These are the walls to the church. This is the back wall. So that part will go there. Can you hold that for me?
Yes, I will, good sir.
That's jolly decent of you, old chap. Yes. And that one will go there. And we've got this one here and that one there. And that's going to be the top-down view. That's going to be the sort of layout of the church. It's not exact, so don't complain yet. We haven't started putting it together yet. Down here, these are going to be windows. And you can see a chap in there smoking a cigarette, ready to machine gun people. You can see those guys down there, and there's some Germans sneaking up on them as well. So that is. It
kind of looks like they're sneaking up on the Germans.
I'm not sure which way it's going really, but that is the overall view of the church. As I said, it is the beginning of a project. And I've only just cut the walls to fit, so at the moment it's just really a pile of card. But it is a nice looking pile of card.
You have done one thing so far, which is this.
Yeah, I built one of the towers. I've literally just finished one of the towers. That's one of the towers there, inside it. I want to be able to put figures inside the building quite easily so we can use it as cover and stuff. I know what I'm doing. It is in my head. But it will probably look better the next time we make a video of this. But yeah, so it will be a church when it's done. So just trust us on this. Trust us. We know what we're doing.
Do you?
No, I actually do this time. Normally I don't. Normally I just make it up as I go along. But
no, normally you just sit down, press the record button, and go with it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So that's it. We're also trying out our awesome GoPro camera, which is what I'm currently holding in my hand.
Why it's nothing blurry?
Yeah, possibly. So we're just seeing how it works out, and yeah, that's really it.
There's not really much to say on
No,
that.
there isn't anything else to say.
I mean, normally there's tons to say on the last part.
Yeah, it's just showing you the basic outlines of the church. What we're wanting is something we can use for, which will be a generic thing, a generic model to use, preferably for the Eastern Front. But we can also use it in the West, and we can't really do a normal Norman church because they didn't have them in Eastern Europe. So we're going for a Romanesque style church, which costs, you can find them everywhere, basically. So
they went everywhere.
yeah, you find them in Russia, you find them all over the place. Poland particularly. This is designed on a Polish church, but there is an identical one to it in Russia as well, which is one of the reasons I chose this, so we can use it for the Eastern Front. But we can also use it for the Western Front as well, because it was used all over the place. Yeah, so this is the beginnings. Obviously it doesn't look much to start with, but I'm giving you an idea of what we do. We've already cut the windows in it on both sides. We've made two templates and two templates for either side. This is the first tower. I've got another template for a tower upstairs I forgot to bring down with me because I'm stupid. And that's it. That's the end of the video. This is the ongoing project of our Romanesque Church, which is for bolt action. We've managed to finish both sides of the church. That's this side here and that side there. Quick rundown of how I've done it. I'll do this one because it's more intact. So you've got the tower completed and you've got the main floor in there, which is where you can put your platoon of soldiers, which is quite good. And you've got lots of windows, which is very handy for when you're doing gaming, because it means that a very large model interior is going to be quite bright, because you're going to get light coming in through the sides, because you can see straight through it. On the inside, this is the interior of the church. The church I'm designing it on is a Polish Romanesque church, and this is basically what the interior looks like. I'm not going to spend too much time on the interior because it's just wargaming scenery and it's not that important. but it will look quite good when it's done, because you're going to have the ways through there. If you want, you can put your figures inside it, it's entirely up to you. And you've got the top floor, so the troops on the top can fire both ways, which will be very good when you're playing games, because you can actually fight room to room, and it'll make it a little bit more interesting to play with. And so that's that side. This is an exact replica of the other one, but it's in reverse. And this one has the damage that was done to the actual real church. It took us quite a lot of research, and we discovered that some elements of the church which we were going to put on weren't built until after the Second World War. So we're trying to do the church as it was during the Second World War. And
but are there any pictures to show?
There's no pictures of it, but we do know from the repairs that were done to the church where the damage was, and there was damage around this side, and it lost part of this tower. That's from a study of the brickwork that had to be replaced, which we did. Then we have the side of this blown out slightly. It just looks slightly better. It will look good when it's done. We are still building it. So that's basically how we are. And there are also very small doors to get to the stairs that go upstairs. And that's how it stands so far. So, you get any questions?
No.
No? Oh. So we're just showing you how we've done it so far. The last video, I don't think we'd even put the walls together. I think we just had walls in the last video.
Oh, that means I've got a question then. How do you stick it all together?
Glue.
No, how did you get corners not on?
Glue.
Yeah, but you can't just stay it in there.
Sometimes you get bits that don't fit very well, so you just get a little bit of paper, put glue on the paper, and then just stick the paper to the side, and you'll find that it sticks it really quickly.
So it makes more sense now.
Skills as corners.
And there's glue.
Yeah, well, it's not going to matter. You're not going to see it once it's all finished and painted. So you're not going to see any of those bits. You know, there's the odd bit where I've used some offcuts of card here, just to fill that in. It doesn't matter. You're not going to see it when it's done. So yeah, so that's it. It's going to look quite good. I think it's going to be about that side, that far apart. I have to measure it up before I actually do the main centre, and that's going to be the centre part of the church. This end is going to be curved. Sorry, isn't it in shot?
No.
Just playing with
and the new cameraman all over again?
Yeah. So the troops will go in there. So I've got the central part to do now, and that's going to be there. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to bother doing a roof for it. The roof was burnt off during the war. So I think I might do maybe a bit of broken roof.
Like a little frame?
Yeah, might put a frame on top. Or I might actually do a detachable roof, but I haven't really decided yet.
Detachable roof would be quite good.
Well, that's what I do with all the Roman stuff. They all have detachable roofs, so you can get inside and you put the roof on. It's just when we play games, we tend to find as soon as you start playing, you take the roofs off and you never put them back on again. It's really just for the beginning of the game. But
it looks cool though.
It does look cool. So that's it. That's the end so far. The next part is to do the interior section here and the ends, which it should look good when it's done. We're going to be having a quick look at what we've done so far on our ongoing project of building a church, a ruined church for Bolt Action, and I've just noticed a bit that hadn't set right, so, you know, just fiddling with it. Right, we've started to put the sides on the church, the actual decoration on the church. This side is not too bad. Trying to think what the best angle is for you to see it in. Right, if you can see it there. That's the church interior. Oh, the apse. What are the sides of the church called? Apse. I don't know. Anyway, the side bit is done there.
It's called side bit.
You see the side bit. Yeah, it's a technical term. That's the side bit that's done, and you can see a little door inside there. And if we come around to this side, you can see that this lens here has been finished. This is the actual interior of the church. This is going to be the interior bit here. And coming around, we've done this side as well. So you can see that we've started to do the decorations on the side, which will look quite good when it's done. At the moment it looks a little bit of a pig's ear. There's a door there. but we will get it done sooner or later. And yeah, so it's an ongoing project. I've only really just started putting this stuff on, so it's taking a little bit of time. It's made out of milliput, so all we do is just put the milliput on and then score the decoration into it, the pattern into it. The edges don't matter so much because it's going to be covered up. And that's this is the ruined tower. So this is the broken bit of the church, and this is the one that's intact. So this is going to have an intact tower on it, and that's going to have the ruined tower on it, and it will go side by side like so.
So basically, you can use it within it as well. So you can find a balance inside it as well.
Yeah, because you're going to be able to put your platoons all over the thing, and you can actually fight room to room inside the building. Where most buildings they just come completely hollow, and you just put your platoons inside. Whereas this is going to be quite a big one, so you're going to be able to do.
It's going to be a big project.
Yeah, it's going to be a big project. So anyway, that's how it's done so far. The downstairs door's already in. I've started the door on that side, and yeah, you can see the figures positioned inside it to show you how well it works. So yeah, it's not too bad, not too bad. And that's it.
Part 3.
Yeah, this is part 3. We're probably gonna have quite a few parts to this, but I just thought I'd show you as we went how it actually grows and becomes more like a half decent model.
I'm going to guess that it's going to take 8 parts.
I don't know how many parts it's going to take. I'm hoping to get it done quite quickly because we're wanting to use it in games. But there we go. So anyway, that is the end of this. Do you have any questions for us?
No.
No. So we'll just move straight on. Look forward to the next part, which will be out once I've done some more to it. It's a bit odd doing it this way, isn't it?
It is, because it's all different parts.
Yeah, doing sort of individual parts,
yeah.
But I hope it gives you an idea of how we make things. Someone asked me online how we fit the things together. He said that some people use pins. Sorry, I haven't got my laptop on me at the moment, so I can't look you up. I do apologise.
The old one has it.
Yeah, if you see here, we've got bits of paper. We use sometimes when it doesn't fit together very well, we'll just use a bit of paper to stick it, and it will just, the paper sticks it really well. You just put a little bit of glue on paper, and it's surprising how sticky it is. And if it's something that's already been done, you can still use it and then just wash it off with some water. So it actually works really well. Yeah, that's about it. We're having a next look at our project that we are working on, which is our Romanesque Church, and this is what we've done so far to it. We've added the sort of plaster and brick walls texture to the interior parts of the church. There's a groove there ready for the roof, you can see it's there. The doors down there are fitted, and yeah, it's slowly coming on. This side hasn't been done yet, but this side has been finished, so that's the interior part done. And on this one, the interior part's done, and this is one with more battle damage. It's got more of the roof missing, and just move it there. So it's got quite a bit more of the roof missing, and I think it's coming on quite strong. And yeah, we've finished the top half. Unfortunately, the back end still hasn't been done, so we're still working towards it, but we have done the middle bits. We're showing you bit by bit as we get things done, so this is another day's work really, and that's how it goes. So it will go like that. I'll put it more like that, and you get an idea of what the church is going to be looking like when it gets, well, when it starts taking shape more as a church. At the moment it still does look like two separate buildings, but it will look better when it's all put together. So there we have it so far. Yeah, any questions? Or
No, it's just no part, isn't it, really?
yeah, it's just another part. What you can see is the milliput that I've put on. I've simply put it on and I've scored it, put brickwork in, and I've put a bit of broken masonry in, and you can see through the windows to the broken bits on the other side. I don't need to do the bottom because you're never going to see it once the model's assembled. Round this side I'm starting to do the top half, the interior of the top half, which is where your snipers and things are going to go. And you've still got the walkway here. I've put a roof around the top, so there's going to be a small amount of roofage still on, but most of it's going to be broken away. That's mainly because I didn't want to have detachable roofs, because otherwise we'd end up with 5 sets of detachable roofs for the model.
Yeah.
And that would prove quite annoying. Yeah, in games you'd have to take the roofs off as you move figures, then put them back on, take them off and put them back on. So instead we've got the model done like this, which is a bit more efficient. Just simply means you can put your figures inside and you don't have to take the roofs off and put them back on again. So yeah, that's really where we've got so far. I hope it's looking good for you, and I think it will come better when it's done. We need the bits added to it to give it a bit of depth, and yeah, but it's going to take a bit of time. We've got quite a few niddly bits and naggly bits to do, haven't we?
Yeah.
But it is beginning to take shape, at least. And so that's it. Last thing, I've put the window dividers in there. So that's going to be where the windows are going to be eventually when it's done. So yeah, that's everything. Nothing else to add? No. So that's it for this video. Hopefully we'll have some slightly more interesting stuff to show you next time, including another part of the building which I'm working on. And yeah, we'll show you what's gone on in the next video.
Yep.
We've done a little bit more to the Romanesque Church that we've been working on. If you've been following the rest of the videos, I said that we had the central part to do, and this is the central part here. I'll just give you a quick tour of it. This is the sort of back end of the church with the nice windows at the back, very handy to shoot through. That's the side. And this is how it's basically going to fit together when it's actually done. Now what I will do is I will move this around to show you the interior. That's the interior there. And so this will be the main doors here that comes up. And when the actual signs of the church have been attached, it will look more like this. So you will come into the church and go down the main aisle inside. So yeah, it's all made out of card because it would take a huge amount of milliput, and I wanted a flat surface, so I didn't need to do anything too complicated with it. So I just put little pieces of card down to make it look like pavement. I've also done a little bit more on the sides. I've done some on the top side just there, keep it straight. I've done that bit there, and over on the other side I've done that part there, which is all the ruined damaged bits. And so in the centre we have this part here, which is going to be a little bit broken. That's going to carry on up. That's going to be broken. So it will look like the church has been damaged heavily on one side rather than both sides. So it's sort of got most of its heaviest damage is going to be on this side. There's a bit of damage on this side simply to make it accessible for the figures. And this is going to be where the front of the church is going to be, which is going to go up here, the same as that side. And we've already got grooves cut ready to fit the roof on top. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment. I'll put some little railings in to make it look quite cool. And it has quite a bit of work that needs doing on it still, obviously. But we're beginning to get there. It's beginning to look more like an actual church.
Yeah.
So, any thoughts?
No.
No? So, that's it then. We will keep you updated. When we've done more of it, we'll put another video on as it goes. Not sure what is the next part to do. I think I might finish this part and then put the sides on this because it doesn't have any sides on. And then we'll go from there. And then eventually it will all fit together and look really cool. But I hope this gives you an idea of how we build things, and it might give you a few ideas for building your own stuff. So you do the end bit.
Kind of tutorial, isn't it, really?
Yeah. So your end bit.
So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and comment down below what you think of the interior and central church.
Yeah.
So I was getting the word. And tell us if you want any improvements on it, or if you think that's good enough for you when you build yours.
This is another video showing you how far we've got with our church. It's still coming on. If you look through the doors, you can see a really cool view of inside. I love this. And you can go around the side and see through the windows. It's awesome. Sorry, I'm going a bit strange. Right,
It's
so...
nerding out, everybody.
Yeah. Sorry, this church is driving me up the wall. And compared to the next project we've got to do. So, anyway...
There's no project?
Yeah, Dark Age Tower.
Oh god, yeah.
For our Dark Age figures.
Yes,
I've got to build a Dark Age Tower, that's the next project to do, and it's got to be 28mm, and it's got to be big enough to be able to fit our units inside it, so it's going to be fun. Anyway,
very fun.
Here is the front part. Right, this is actually the front part. I actually scored it at an angle, and that was my fault because I was watching a YouTube video at the same time, not paying attention, and it set while it was slightly off. Hopefully you won't notice when it's on the inside because you're going to be looking at all the really cool figures and stuff, and you won't really notice it's there.
Well, now you just told everyone,
I've told you now, you're going to look for it every time you see a video of it. You'll say,
I'm picking on you.
yeah, you're going to... Anyway, that's the front part. This is just the front bit that's done. It will go there eventually, and it will all have detail there, and it's going to have a set of steps and things like that. So that's just there. The next part, should we go with the central bit?
Yeah.
This is the central part, and we have added 2 broken pews. I have a set of pews I made, but I'm not really sure if I'm going to use the model with the pews set.
This reminds me of Call of Duty World at War.
Does it be actually? Actually, it doesn't. Of the first ever Call of Duty, was it not? Was it even Call of Duty then?
Yeah, Call of Duty 1 and 2, which was set in World War One.
Yeah, and you had to fight inside the church. So
yeah, World War last mission.
This is all blown up and damaged and stuff. The idea is the roof's fallen in just here, and the broken pews. I have a set of pews, as I said, that I've made, but I think I'm going to have them removable so we can have a little bit more flexibility, because I was originally going to stick them to the actual model, but I'm not going to at the moment. So the outside of this is done. It's all finished, which is quite cool. You got a nice big hole so you can put a field gun inside it. I kind of figured you could put an anti-tank gun or something in it. So I wanted quite a bit of room to be able to get your hand in and out and get the figures in and out without damaging them. So
the hand of God could reach into the church.
So as you see, the 203mm howitzer will fit. So you know, I'm not really sure you could get it inside. So maybe we'll go for a normal anti-tank gun. How about that?
The window's too high now.
See? Yeah, it is actually. I'm going to have to do something about that as well. So
you're really a lucky person, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just not having any luck whatsoever. So yeah, this central part is basically done. I am going to add some rubble bits and stuff, but it's not a that's a post sticking together problem. So the next part is this one. This one is a quite nice bit. That's already done. I've already shown you that. But I've done the outside now. There's still that part left to do. So because I was modelling it, I ran out of milliput, and I've just left that bit blank. And we have this here, which I've put the roof around it, and a block for the rubble. Did I mention the rubble?
No, that's what we quite last time when we failed completely.
All the pieces here are for rubble, and it's just a piece of card with some what's that called? Balsa. With some balsa underneath, because I had loads of spare balsa that I'm not using. It's the really thick stuff. I don't use the thick stuff, so I just use it as filler, and that's what I've used it for. You just stick rubble over the top. This has got the same.
Yeah, you should have mentioned that.
Yeah, I should have really when I did it, but if you want to see a really big one, it's this. This is a part of the church. The real church I've based this on, all the damage is to this side of it. Primary damage is to this side of it. So the basically you get far more damage along this edge all around here. So that's what all these pieces of balsa are for. It's just to give it a bit of uplift from underneath, so you're not wasting a huge amount of product all over it. So the roof's done. There, once again, still lots of room to move your figures, so your figures aren't going to get damaged taking them in and out. I built a big 40k building once, and we kept damaging our figures, taking them in and out of the building because I
was that the one what was all hollow in it?
Yes, it was the tower with the. They had sort of rooms inside it, but
the figures are hard thought in there because
it was too much effort to put his figures in, so we just said, yeah, they're in.
It took like 5 movement points just to get to the top of the tower anyway.
Yeah, yeah. So it was just a pain to use. This hopefully is going to be easier to use. The roof has a hole there. Hello. The reason the hole's there is because it's a hole been blasted by a shell. However, it is also to add additional lighting. If you just have a hole in the side of a building like that, the hole, you'll be able to put your figures inside, but it will be very dark in there, and you won't really see them very well when you're using spotlights. So if there's a hole in the roof, it does add that little bit of lighting through the roof, and it gives, you can see your figures better in it. This is actually part of the real damage that happened to the church, so we've just modelled it into this just to make it look cool, and it gives us an extra place to put snipers, or I won't put a mortar in there, quite dangerous, but you could put a sniper in there for definite. And it just gives it a bit useless, so that's there, and all the outside's done, so it's all modelled and it's all finished. So we will assemble the church. Let's put it together.
Maybe you can put the mortar at the very top of the tower.
Yeah, I'd have it down in the basement, firing up through the holes. That'd probably be the best place to put it.
I'd have it on top of the there gets plus save.
So, oh yeah, good point. Actually, anything inside here would get the +2 hardcover save, wouldn't it?
I'm really high.
So it'd be a hardcover save, whatever you did. So it'd be quite good.
So I feel sorry for the Russians assaulting the building.
Yeah, I do too. No, hang on. No, am I playing Russian? No, you're playing Russian. In that case, it's great. So my Poles are going to just rock.
But I have overwhelming odds.
Well, this church is designed to be. I based it deliberately on the church I based it on because it was a church in Poland which was used in both the Russo-Polish War and the Second World War, for both parts of the war. And it was wrecked throughout the war because it was wrecked at the beginning of the war, and then it was repaired, and then it got wrecked again when the Russians came back.
Even worse things.
Yeah, so it had a really bad time. The real church now has huge towers here, and here, big round towers. They were added after the war, and it was a big restoration project.
By the way, I spent like 2 hours trying to make sure that you need to build them round towers.
Well, I thought it was gonna look cool round towers. I discovered that the round thing at the front was only added post-war, and the towers that were added post-war as well. So it's trying to find pictures and information about things at the time because things get modified.
Did you even find a picture? I think you just used off information, didn't you?
No, I have a couple of pictures of the damage. Because you can see the brickwork. You can see in the brickwork where the damage was, and I knew that one of the towers had been wrecked, and so I was able to work out from the new brickwork where the damaged lines went. And
hence that tower.
Hence this tower here. So
yeah. No, he's not making it up.
I'm not making it up. It's actually based on a real thing.
No, I do bet you one day someone's going to say, "You're making it up. You're lying."
You know what? Does it matter? It's just a model. So anyway, another reason I chose this church was it's a generic church that can be used pretty much anywhere, and it looks very much like the cathedral in Shanghai, Nanking, that the Japanese fought over. So I thought that would be because you could use it in China as well. Churches like this were all over Russia. Churches like this were all over Eastern Europe, and even
just like this all over the world.
Yeah, and the big Russian church in London is this design. The Russian Orthodox Church.
The Americans missed out on a lot.
Yeah, so the Russian this design of churches in America too. So it's a generic.
I mean, when the Romans built it.
Yeah, if you do a normal church, which is like our local church, which is just a big Saxon building with a Norman tower added to the one end, it does sort of stick you in one region of Europe, whereas you can use this sort of design all over the place because this is very common. So there we have it. That's the church as a whole. If you come down here, you can see through it like that. It looks really cool. So yeah, that's it. That's where we've gone so far. what's next?
That's it.
Finish the far tower and then actually stick the whole thing together is the next thing. And then, so the next video you should see it all actually assembled, if not actually done. No, I'm just going to leave it like this, and we're just going to use it as...
You're not going to be able to paint it if you're going to stick it together first.
Why?
Because you're not going to get your hand in the interior part.
It's big enough to get your hands in. I don't really see a problem painting it. It is actually quite large, so you can get your hands inside. We will see how it assembles. So that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry if it's all shaky cam. I've tried to keep it as steady as possible, but
your hand's shaky?
No, my hand's not shaky. It's just I'm moving at the same time and I'm not on a stable surface. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will pass you over to my trusty sidekick.
So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and comment down below if you think he's lying. But he's not. But I've done that comments. That will annoy him. Yeah. And now I'm making write a long paragraph on it and making Q&A on it.
You see how it goes in like that? It's cool. It's so awesome. The camera goes through here. You can see inside.
End the video now.
I love this camera. It's awesome. Yeah.
Do we even know what we're using right now?
Who cares? This is the next part of our building a church video. We have finally finished the actual assembly of the model. So we've attached all the different parts together, all the 4 parts together. There is only one detachable part in this entire model, which is this, which is the main tower, that one being destroyed. I'll just give you a quick tour around it. So we have the front doors, which will be more than easily accessible for the troops we're going to be using. As we go around, we have the blasted tower, which you can put troops inside. The entire model is easily accessible all over, so you can get your hands in and out of it quite easily without damaging the figures, which is what we were really looking for. Hence we didn't bother with the removable roofs. The roofs on top are also helping to secure the building together, to hold the whole thing as one part. The back you saw earlier, so really it's just the roofs that are new, but it is all assembled as one solid block. And the roof is, that bit there is detachable to put your troops inside. And really the next part now is to paint it up and make it look really good. So, you any views on it?
No. I don't like it how it's now stuck together.
Yeah, it does look a lot better now it's all stuck together.
Much more like a church now.
Yeah, we did have to assemble it separate in lots of different pieces, which can be annoying, especially being able to put them somewhere while you're waiting for them to set and stuff. The rubble around the edge was probably the easiest to do because it's just broken up cork. And yeah, doing all the little bits, working out how it will all fit together in the end is not entirely easy. At all. I did find that when I eventually slotted the parts together after they'd set, that if you see at this angle, this goes slightly further back than that. Only by about 4mm, but it was noticeable, so I put the extender bits on there so you wouldn't really notice it. You might notice it the way the shadow is going across it. So this is actually about 4 or 5mm further back than this side. I could have shaved the back end off, but then the doors wouldn't have aligned. So yeah, you learn these things as you go. Yeah. Not sure how many figures you'll be able to fit into it, but quite a few. You've got quite a bit of room inside there.
Yeah.
Trying to stick as close to the real building as possible. Obviously needing to have room to fit figures inside. So there are a few limitations on what you can do. So it's big enough to fit a large base inside like that. So if you base your sniper teams on large bases, then it's actually easy to fit them in. Machine gun bases, that sort of stuff. What else can I say about it? all the doors are designed to fit the figures, so you can fit even more figures in if you want to do so. I'll give you the quick tour from inside. Let's move it around here. These are the main doors, and you go inside. Unfortunately, the camera won't fit through there, so I'll have to go over the top. So that's how we go inside. You've got quite a lot of room inside it.
I bet you just designed this so it can fit with the camera, so it can make it look cool.
Yeah, basically, I just said, I know, I need a really cool thing to put inside, and that's what I did. But yeah, it looks alright, it looks quite good. And yeah. So now it's a matter of painting the thing up and then doing the final finishing touches to it, which are the tedious bits. But I'm quite happy with the way it is so far, so let me know what you think of it. Over to you. I think that's the end of this video, and we'll be on with the next one soon once we've got it painted. I'm going to undercoat it now, so it shouldn't be too long before we get the thing painted up.
Yeah.
And then we'll get quite a lot of use out of it. So over to you.
So if you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe, and comment down below what you think of the church so far, and if you think it actually does look like what the church would look like back then.
Yeah.
That's everything from me.
And that's everything from him. Although I will just mention one final point. You tend to find when you pick it up, the roof falls off like that. That can get really annoying. That has become annoying several times. Every time I moved it, the roof has fallen off, but it's not actually designed to stick on, it's just held on by gravity. So we have discovered that the roof does fall off quite easily, haven't we?
I know, I haven't seen it yet.
You have seen the roof fall off?
Oh yes, I've seen it falling off, yeah.
Right, so the roof does fall off quite easily, but it does fit on extremely well. But I just thought I'd mention that. When you're carrying it around to show people, it falls off, and then people say it's broken, and it's not. It's actually supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Today we are showing you the last part of our video about our ruined church. I will just position the church back. What do you think of that then? It's now finally painted and finished. A fully completed church. Nicely ruined. I decided to go for a grey colour because I just like grey. I think it's cool, and it just looks quite good. So I'll just twist it around and show you the church interior. You can see how the rubble's displayed all around the edge, and sort of fallen out around the edge, and it's all quite damaged and blown up. And you can see where all the damage has been. Nice little holes. Lots of places to put your figures. Here's a little sniper there in that window, and there's a German Lancer shooting out of the holes there, and over by the doorway there's a guy defending the door with a machine gun. Quite brave of him. And inside there appears to be a guy, maybe he's cooking dinner or something, not really sure what he's doing. But this is the finished model, completed. You are about to see it in some games. This is probably one of the longest models it's taken me to do for a while. I've been doing smaller scale models more often recently. So here we have it. And this is the first model I've done for a long time where I've actually used milliput to do all the texturing. This thing is entirely made out of milliput. The whole thing is made out of it. So I decided that it would be an interesting way of doing it. I would usually use different things to make the model with, but I decided to milliput this time. And yeah, here we go. And that's the entire church in its entirety. So shall we do the grand tour like we did before? As you go in the door.
Remember, don't fit in the door.
And you can see inside.
Ow.
It does look good. Come on around this side. This is even better.
Yeah, that's even better. Perfect size. It's the whole reason built area.
See the troops inside, and you can even see through the windows and stuff.
Imagine recording back like this.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's a gun camera. So yeah, that's it. That's the completed model. The roof comes off here, so you can put some troops in the top. That's the only detachable part of the church. I prefer not to make too many detachable parts of buildings because you take them off, you never use them. You take the roof off and that's it.
You don't put it back on.
You never put it back on, and well, what's the point, you know? So I have done it so the entire building is accessible more or less by hand, which I find is a lot more useful in games. This church can be used for, well, World War One, World War Two. Prior to that, you can use. There's quite a few places where you can use it. So it's going to get a lot of use. We could even use it in China because there were churches like this been built in China. So there's a church looked very much like this in Shanghai, and there was another one in Nanking. So we can use it as part of our Chinese scenery. So yeah, this church is going to get a lot of use, and I think it is a slightly more interesting model than the models we usually do, which is like we usually do Romanesque churches and things like that.
Yeah.
And this isn't a Romanesque church. This is a Romanesque church, which it's a bit different, and it's just nice to do a model that isn't the same as the models we've already done. I've made so many Norman churches, it's silly, and it's just nice to do something a little bit different. Norman churches are a bit boring, you know. You have the central part, and then a bit at the back, and then a door here, and then a big tower at this side, and you know that gets dull. 2 towers, one broken, one stable. It looks good. It's just a different way of doing it, and yeah.
Learning out.
No, but I like it. I do like it, and I think it's painted up quite well as well. I wasn't originally going to do it grey, but when I was having a good think about it, I thought that the grey would probably look better as a sort of ruined thing. I was going to do it in a sort of tan, but I decided grey might be a bit better, and I do think it's come off better than it would have done if it was tan. Yeah, all I did was spray paint it black, dry brush it grey, dry brush it light grey, go over again with a very, very light grey, and then put some bits of brown and stuff on it. And yeah, I haven't spent a huge amount of time painting it. I wanted it to look really scruffy and blown up and broken, and if you, I found in one of our models we did the hotel. Do you remember the hotel we did?
Yes.
And it just, even though it was blown up, it looked all...
That one there.
That one there. It looks a little bit too clean, you know?
Yes, it's just not like that.
Yeah, this looks rugged and broken and dirty.
It looks dark and dim, like the light, like it's basically setting the scene.
Yeah. So it looks quite good, and it looks good in our cobblestone background as well. So that is the end of the video. It's been a hell of a lot of fun making the model. I might put a slideshow on the end. We're going to make a video of how we made I'm going to put all the videos together and make one big video of everything, and put a slideshow on the end of it. When I get around to it, I think that might be quite fun. And yeah, that's it. That's the end of the video. Thank you for everyone who's been watching and supporting us while we're making this. And look out for our next project, which should be equally as fun. So it's a goodbye from me, and he does his talky thing at the end.
So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and comment down below what you think of this black and white church, because I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's everything from me.
And that's everything from him. Good day.
See ya.